Oh, look at what we got right now. What is going on? How are you guys doing? I got the stuff going on in all the channels, and this is great. This is making me very, very happy. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Let me tell you what is going on. I am Solar Grey, the Cinematic Sorcerer, and you have come not to the dark side of the room, but to the hobby hall. Hey, what is going on? Like I said, I'm Solar Grey, the Cinematic Sorcerer, and at the moment, I am trying what I can do to bring up certain things. Aha, expand. That is what I'm looking for right there. Alright, cool. Because, yeah, some of the stuff that I'm trying to do and look for and all that jazz, expand it. Cool. Now let's see if I can make this smaller. Yep. I'm trying to make sure that I can look at all the different chats that are coming up, because I have so many chats, because we are on so many different platforms right now. It is mad. It is mad. Now, there have been a couple of things. Hang on here. Let me see if I can pop out that little chat thing right there and just use it as... Yeah, I want to just use the chat as users in chat. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. What is going on? Ah, another viewer. That's cool. So, what is this? What is this right here? Oh, that's just the stain on the thing. So that is a real thing, and ain't nothing like that. So, welcome to the Hobby Hall. Now, this is the show where we do stuff a little bit different, and by a little bit different, I mean on this show we make stuff. That is what we do. We are making things, and I am doing my best right now to make sure that everything is going well, everything is going good. Alright, we're live here. We are live on so many different places, and I gotta mute out like everything. Like seriously, everything. I gotta mute out everything. So yeah, this is a big thing. Today is the first time we're doing this, and we are not going to be live casting every single day. At least not on all 4 platforms. We're on Twitch all the time, and that is a really fun and really awesome thing. I just have to find myself. Boom. There we go. I'm checking to see if I'm on all the platforms right now. Oh yeah, and I am. Cool. So this is what we gonna do. What we gonna do right here today is good. I just want to make sure that I can see all the chats. Okay, that is a really big thing that I'm trying to pull off right now, so I can see all the chats and interact with everyone in the way that everyone wants to be interacted with and all that jazz. Live, yeah, click to expand, that's what I'm doing. Make sure, and that, mute it. Alright, and there we go. I can see my comments finally. Cool. That makes me smile. So yeah, I got my comments up on Facebook. I got my comments up on Twitch. At least I should have my comments up on Twitch. Let's see if I can make that happen. Because yeah, again, I'm literally trying to get all this stuff down. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's all nice. I can do all that. So many different things that I gotta put up with here, just to make sure that I can see everything. There we go. Got my users in the chat. I got that going in that chat. No, I didn't want that all big. So yeah, and I'm glad that you guys are here with me. I am glad. Wait, stream chat. All right, there's that. Cool. Welcome to the chat room. I'm glad to be here. And I can see that chat. And now I want to see the YouTube chat. And again, y'all, you guys can see right now. What is all that? Let's make that. Nope. Oh, this is what I'll do. I want to do this right here, right now. Cool. Cool. Now I can see all three. And that makes me smile. Like, pack up your troubles in your old kick bag and smile. There we go. So we're going to put that there. Yeah, like I said, we're going to put this here. No. No, no, no. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I want to make this smaller. And there we go. Boom. And then we're going to put this over here. And now we are going to put this in here. And as you guys can see, we got all the things. All of the things. Fantastic. Now I can do all that stuff. This is cool. I got all my stuff going on. The analytics are working the way that they're supposed to be working. And, yep. Hang on. There we go. No, there we go. All right, I can see everything. And everyone's here. How you guys doing today? New tech, all that stuff. Like I said, we are going to be working on a whole bunch of stuff to make sure that the word gets out and all that jazz. I got my phone on me right now so I can check my emails if I have to, because all this jazz is crazy. Hey, we got Chasin TV finally joining Deckers on the Book. What is going on, man? There we go. You are in. You're working. There we go. That's everything. And thank you guys for showing up. I don't care what platform you guys are on. We're going to do just a little bit of housekeeping, or a little bit more housekeeping, before we really get started with the show today. So, I answer questions and all that jazz. I got 3 chats up going right now. And if you guys want to send me a question to answer, or if you got any comments or anything like that, it's real simple. All you got to do is open up a tab to your email and send an email to Back in the Deck. Man, why does that keep happening? Let me double check this. Yeah, send it to backinthedeck@gmail.com. That's BACKINTHEDECK @gmail.com. Now, you guys can join our YouTube. We're live over there right now. Join our Twitter. Today on Twitter, I left a list of materials. You know, if you guys aren't on Deckers on the Book, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and join Deckers on the Book. I can add you guys. And of course, follow us on SoundCloud, and of course our Instagram and all that other stuff. So, if you guys want to help us out, okay, if you guys want to help us out, want to help us keep the lights on and all that jazz, you can do so very, very easily. And this is, yeah, I'm begging. This is that part. But if you get more value out of what we do here than out of a coffee refill at one of the coffee shops in the before 4 time, then head on over to patreon.com/BID_P. And just for as little as $1 a month, you can help me keep the lights on in here. As you guys see, we get new tech all the time. We're trying to really pump out the best content we can, but that is not done for free. It is not done cheaply. There are so many things that I gotta pay for, especially like cameras and sound equipment and all that jazz. But we got stuff that we give you guys when you sign up. It's great. And when you sign up to our royalty tier, being the Queens, Kings, and Aces, I give you guys a shout out at every single show that we do, like our queen, Shannon Boom Boom Lay, our other queen, Quinn Merrill. We don't have any kings going on right now, guys, and I understand that. It's the time of COVID and everything is so sucking. But we do have a couple of aces up our sleeve, and that would be Mr. Paul Mansfield and Jennifer Kroll. So, Join up there, do all that stuff. So what we're doing here, one of the things that we're doing here is we live cast on Twitch Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All right, but our new whole thing, because I lost my Twitch affiliateship, which means I don't get sponsorship. The YouTube channel isn't monetized, and our main mission here is to grow the community. All right, we deal with nerd culture and geeky stuff, and we have loads and loads of guests that are LGBTQ, people of color, women, the disabled, the rural poor, because I'm sorry to tell you guys, the trailer park ain't never too far from the projects, especially not in what is the term I'm looking for? Oh yeah, ambiance. So we do what we can to start up gaming clubs. We used to take this stuff out to the projects and to the trailer parks and teach people how to play games and supply them with materials that we make here in-house with our 3D printers and all the stuff that we're doing there. Yeah, so as it stands right now, I'm doing my best right now with the settings to make sure that we aren't all right. So yeah, I'm using a new platform or a new right now I'm using a brand new thing that lets us stream on multiple platforms, and that is big. That is very, very big for us. Yep, our streaming thing is going. Yeah, we're doing our best to Yep. Yeah, we're doing our best to there we go. Let's see if that'll work. If things are coming in choppy right now, we're doing our best. Right now, we're using a new thing. We normally go straight up Twitch, and those come out all clear and clean. Trust me, my internet bill is like $120 a month because I've got that high fiber optic stuff. But on Twitch, I lost my ability to run ads, primarily because I'm streaming on multiple platforms to get the word out. So please subscribe to us on Twitch, follow us there, and check out the other shows that we do. We do, like I said, 4 shows a week, Monday through Thursday at 3 o'clock. But today's show is the interactive show. Okay, that is a really big thing, our interactive show. Here on Hobby Hall, we talk about games, we talk about games in general and stuff like that, but this is the show that you guys get to hang out with us and make stuff while we have conversations, and that's super awesome. I enjoy making things. Today, we are going to make ourselves some buildings for our tabletop minis. What we're going to be focusing on is the principle of making these things, not just necessarily the art, because I like crafting. I like making stuff. I have since I was a kid, but a lot like you guys out there, I haven't always had the budget. I mean, let's look up some of the stuff that we can get from stores, okay? Now, if you guys have seen model train sets and things like that, you guys see some really cool stuff out there. And I mean some really cool stuff. We're talking like rock faces and buildings and things like that. I mean, seriously, no joke, no anything like that. Just straight up stuff like this. Oh man, this stuff is just gorgeous looking. However, this thing is $675. I mean, this stuff is on Etsy, and it's $8 to $10, which is nice, but God knows how long it's going to take to get there. This thing is like $150 and all that stuff. So we are talking grown-up money. And if you guys are kids, or if you guys have kids, you ain't got that kind of money to spend on something like that. Let's be honest. So what we're gonna do is we are going to make ourselves some buildings, and we have a lot of other shows on the YouTube channel. Just check out the playlist for Hobby Hall, and we are going to make these buildings. And here's the thing: this will cost less than $10. In truth, this particular thing, I use some very specialty materials, like medium weight chipboard that I learned from Wylock's Armory on YouTube. Love that stuff, but you still have to order that off of Amazon, and it's 20 bucks, and it's awesome. And you know, just look for medium weight chipboard. It's the stuff on the back of a legal pad. But 20 bucks was a lot to ask for when I was a kid, and it probably still is now, given that wages haven't gone up. So we are going to make this stuff. We're going to make a building much like this, with a little bit of different art, out of materials, and I'm trying to keep it down to less than $5. But you are going to need a few things that you may already have laying around the house. Okay, primarily. Oh, and the second part for this, you make this stuff, it's all great, but I live in a very small apartment, and there's not much storage space here in the Wizard Tower. So how do I store these? Well, the top pops off, it folds flat. This is how much space it takes up on your shelf, people. This is it. This is it. You can put this in a cereal box, paint up the cereal box, make it look all neat, put it on the bookshelf, and you can build an entire village that you can put away, or you can travel with you. And if it breaks, who cares? It's just a bunch of cardboard and a couple of other things. So let's get to the workshop and see what we can do on making this happen. All right, guys? So, woo! So yeah, now, if you guys are here, we're looking at all this stuff. Wow, the chat is not actually very chatty today. Oh, well, it's one of those things. But yeah, so as you guys can see, we got a little bit of a mess here. A little bit of a mess. We got some paper towel. Got our little paint thing because we're going to be putting some paint on it. Okay. We got some PVA glue. This is Elmer's glue. And a hot glue gun. All right. Now, the first thing that we are going to need for this project is a box cutter. This is my trusty little box cutter here. And of course, we're going to need a ruler. Now, what are we box cutting? What are we ruling? Well, we are taking a cereal box, a plain old cereal box, and we are going to measure about an inch, okay, just about a simple little inch in from the bottom edge of the cereal box, okay? And what we are going to do is we are going to make a line at the bottom, and we're going to cut this out because this is going to be the foundation for our hinge, okay? Foundation for our hinge. Yeah, I got a little cutting mat. Ooh, we got some blade drift, but don't worry about that. See, it's going to take like a couple of passes with that. There we go. All right, these are going to be our foundations for our hinges. Now, for this bit, we are only going to use these bits. Okay? That is going to be the important part. Now we're going to cut these to size. Hopefully we won't need more than these. Let's take a quick measurement. Yeah, these things are 7 inches, and our buildings are going to be 3 inches tall, so that's good. We're just going to cut out, we're going to mark out 3 inches, take off some of the glue that's already there. It happens. Okay. And these buildings are going to be about 3 inches tall. That's really all you need for tabletop miniatures. That's it, 3 inches. 3 inches per story. And this is for tabletop miniatures that come down to 28 millimeters. So this is your War Machines, your Warhammers, your Dungeons and Dragons, just all of these different games that you can use miniatures for. Here we go. So we measure them out to about 3 inches. We don't have to be too precise with this. Alright? Matter of fact, the amount of precision that we actually need is not very high at all. Alright? I'm using just a cutting mat. Okay? Because I like cutting mats. There we go. Measure twice, cut once is what they say in construction. There we go. You know, let me fix the thing real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna fix the thing real quick because I ain't really feeling this soundtrack. There we go. Oh yeah, there we are. So, major shout outs in the chat right now to Clever Vixen, or Clever Little Vixen, and Boom Chicka Boom. These guys are in the chat on Twitch, and I'm really appreciating that you guys are there, holding it down. So, we're going to do the same thing here with the other half. Now, you guys might be thinking, no, don't do it with the other half. No. You know, because they're not even, but that's okay. Like I said, we are just making some 3-inch hinges. That's it. That's all we're doing here. The hinges that we got are going to be 3 inches long. 1, 2, 3. You know, maybe a little bit smaller than 3 inches. All right, just it's actually called 3 inches light when you're doing construction. All right, and this is going to be very important. Okay, very important to do these because this right here is our machinery. There. Okay, we have 4 of these for one building. Now we are going to be going through 2 different techniques to pull this off. One is very, very quick, very easy, and that's the one we're doing after this because I'm a strong believer, a very strong believer in doing the hard stuff first. Now I gotta give my props and my shouts out to one of my major patrons today. I actually got a question that's coming out of one of my patrons that we are going to address. Now, I've plugged in my hot glue gun, and this thing gets hot. Alright, hot glue. Now, I'm going to let you guys know real quick, right now, y'all can use any type of glue that you want. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter what type of glue. But I use hot glue when I'm on the show because I like stuff to essentially dry quickly so that you guys can actually see something close to a finished product by the time we're done. Alright, so the next thing we're getting is this. This right here is quite literally foam core from the dollar store. Okay, they sell it at 99 cents only. They sell it at Dollar Tree. They might even sell it at your local bodega. Alright, I got mine at my local bodega. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a clean edge because we are going to need 5 pieces. 5 pieces of this jazz. Now, we already know that it's going to be 3 inches tall. Okay? So, what we're going to do is we're going to mark 3 inches at the top here. And now, we're going to mark 3 inches down here. Now, the reason I'm marking it like this is this is how we are more guaranteed. Not entirely guaranteed, but more guaranteed. Oh, I should be doing this on camera. Yeah. We mark 3 inches, 3 inches, and we just take the time to mark it down the line. Okay, this is how we are more guaranteed to keep the thing straight, because now we just take our ruler and we connect the marks that we made in as straight a line as possible. This is how they do it when they don't have a square. Now guess what? You're probably not going to be super precise with this the first couple of times you do it. That's fine. Mistakes are fine. If you are here and you're trying to get everything right the first time, you are so in the wrong place, buddy. Yeah, you are in the wrong place. That is not what we do here. So now that we know that this is 3 inches, ooh, see, look at that. Look at that. There we go. Okay, so yeah. So see, I did make a mistake, and I did it not straight. And guess what? That's fine. There's an old statement: measure twice, cut once. All right? And so what we're going to do now is we are going to follow this line, and we are going to do some very light passes through the foam core. Okay? Some very, very, very light passes through the foam core. Okay? Now, you might be tempted, I know I tend to be tempted, to try and get everything done in one samurai type long swoop. Okay? I get that. I definitely get that desire. But the thing is, if you do it soft and you take your time. Hey, what's going on, Alpha Talking? We're making buildings. We're making buildings. If you take your time, go soft, and gradually increase the pressure, you'll get something that's much more straight. Much more straight, much nicer to deal with. All right. Now, why are we doing that? We're going to make a couple. All right. Yeah, we're just going to make a couple of these things. Now that we got that one, you can use it as a template. A lot of crafters will tell you not to do what I'm doing right now, but here are the facts. Okay? Here are the facts. This is your project. And you can do it as cool or as not cool, as precise or as not precise, as you choose. If anybody wants to give you crap for this thing not being up to earthquake-proof code, then tell them to make their own. You know, I find it really odd and really interesting in this day and age that we got a lot of people that when you say, hey, look at this thing I made, the first thing they do is they want to criticize it. To answer your question, yep, this is $1 foam core and old cereal box. You know, this is the primary thing that we're using because, hey, we broke, right? So yeah, now these things aren't totally straight. They don't have to be totally straight. They just have to get the job done. Now we are going to make our buildings. This is 3 inches high. So we are going to make our buildings 4 inches by 3 inches. Okay? So we're going to cut out we're just going to mark and measure at the 4-inch spot. I'm using my cutting board. You know what? Let's call it 5 inches. Yeah, let's call it 5 inches. 5 inches is good. Why not 6? Honestly, because 6 inches doesn't leave us much room for error. Alright, so again, to get that straight line, we place our thing at the very edge. We mark out our 5-inch mark. 5, 5, and then we do it again at 10 just to make sure that we have two evenly keeled things. All right, 5, 10, and 10. All right, and now we just connect the dots. La 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 la. Connect the dots. La la la. Ah, there we go. Connect the dots there. Connect the dots there. Get our little cutting tool. Like I said, with foam core, I like to do 2 passes, although sometimes I'm heavy-handed. There we go. So, these right here are 2 even-sized things. Now, one thing I like to do, okay, is I put them together. I suck at measuring. I really do. I am not that precise. But what I do when I'm doing measurements, there, is I try and get things as square as possible. And if you guys notice, yeah, my line is just way off. So, I push everything down with the ruler, and I make as many small passes as I can, not pushing hard because you don't want to move your ruler. Okay? There. So it's about 3 inches. We're going to have some room to play with. Alright? Ah, Deadlands. Yeah, that's right. I'm just checking out the chat right now. And yeah, it wasn't so much Deadlands game. I was using... Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go. So, now that we got our 2 5-ish inch pieces, we are going to cut out some 3-inch pieces. Alright, 3 inches will be good. Yeah, 3 inches will be good. Now, I would normally try and use my square for this, but real talk, can't find the damn thing. There. So yeah. So now that we've measured that out, we will take our measuring tool and we will measure, making sure that everything is flat and flush. Okay. We will take 3 inches here, and we're going to slide it up a little bit. And the reason you want multiple contact points at the same spots is to make sure, look at that, 6 inches, is to make sure that when you connect all the dots, it's a lot easier to think in smaller ways. Okay? Now, one of the most important things when you're doing this is to make 3 spots. Because if you can connect 3 dots, boom, 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 then you have a higher probability of making sure that whatever it is that you cut up came out straight. Couple of quick passes. Okay, there we go. And the more precise you are at this, the better, but I'm trying not to keep y'all here all day. And we've got 2 projects to go through today. So look at that. Boom, boom. Now, as you guys can see, my lines were not totally straight. And again, that's fine. We can live with that. So we're going to line up the straightest corner that we can. And now we're just going to do a few passes until we come through. That way we know, as best as we can, that everything has lined up. See? Alright, now, here comes the fun bit, and the reason I took out the hot glue gun. But you are not stuck using just the hot glue gun, alright? We're going to take our hinges that we made, and we are going to fold them super properly. Expert work. Yeah, nah. Well, thank you, man. Thank you, Apatogan. You know, our chat is making me feel all nice. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our hot glue and we're just going to put a bead or 2 right down here. Boom. Now my hot glue gun, I got this from Ace Hardware, and boy, howdy, does this thing burn. Now, if you see, I'm putting it in, leaving enough space for this thing to come in flush. Alright? Because we're going to use what I call the pinwheel method to put this together. So now that we got that, we're now going to add the side of our building. Okay, look at that. We have a little side, and we are going to connect it flushly. Alright, and that way it bends shut. Now what I like to do is I like to put just a little bit of pressure down here, okay, just to make sure that we get a good hinge. And as you can see, if our hinge is good enough, it'll stand at 90 degrees. Alright? And when I say the pinwheel method, you'll see that these things are not, you guys can see that these things are not flush together. But when I open them, they will be. You get a nice 90-degree angle right there. Okay? And that's important. A lot of people like to cover that, but we are going to be painting. So next, we grab another hinge, okay? And we're gonna do what's called dry fitting our next bit on there. Now here's what's important. One is on the outside of our smaller piece, and now we're gonna put the other one on the inside of our piece, okay? One outside, one inside. Inside, outside, USA. Boom. And so once we have that kind of fit in there, you know, this is called a dry fit because you can put it together. You can put it together and not put anything on it. Alright? But now that we got that, we're going to take this, and of course, as I said, and dry fit this in here. We're going to put our second hinge in, and we're going to leave room for the next piece, which will be here. Now, that third piece Nope. Is going to be on the inside. Alright? Just on the inside. Just like that. Now this is important. Yeah. So we have that in there. And our next piece will have to bend down flat at the seam. Alright? That's why it's important. Okay? So, sorry about that. Yeah, once we know that this can bend down flat at the seam, in flat, make sure that our seam is in that middle, so when we put it together, it'll come out flush. And this is super duper important. This right here is the key. Okay? So we're just gonna fold that up, add some hot glue, push it on down, give it some weight. Okay? And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now, what I'm trying not to do is I'm trying not to dollop too much hot glue in there because I don't want this seam closing. Okay, I don't want to glue this together because, there we go, it's open. And as you guys can see, we're now getting something. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with our third hinge. This is going to be our flat hinge. Now, I want to make sure that everything comes down flush, so I'm just going to cut out a little bit. Cut out a little bit more because I go a little crazy like that. And we're going to put this in here, making sure that everything lines up on the bottom. Add a little bit of hot glue. Boom. And as you guys are noticing, yes, we have a mirror of the other side. Okay? A mirror of the other side, and that is very, very important. Okay? Now that we're mirroring the other side, making sure that everything is where we need it to be, add our hot glue. Ooh. Okay. And again, you don't have to use hot glue. You can use any glue that you can get your hands on. All right? Any. It don't matter. It just doesn't matter what type of glue you use. There we go. Now, as we can see, that bends the way we need it to bend. That all bends the way we need it to bend. And now that we know that that's going to be straight, we take our final hinge. Final hinge. Okay? And once we put it together, we're going to get the corner where we want it, making sure that everything is lined up as straight as we can get it. Straight as possible. Okay. Boom. Now, if you have a square, that would be awesome. If you don't, no biggie. Yep, there we go. And now, we put in the last thing. Okay? We pop some hot glue right on top of that. We fold this to the 90. Yep. Yep. Fold it out to the 90 degree. There we go. And now we just place this in there. A little bit of gusto. There we are. And now that we got that, and it's in there and it's sitting the way that we need it to sit, we'll just add the last of our hot glue and close up the box. Okay? And you see what's important here is now we have the box that will close straight down. Boom. Look at that. We have a straight down box, and now we just clean up that edge to make sure that it'll sit flush. Okay, yeah. Now, any crafter worth his salt will tell you to always cut away from yourself. And that is very true and very important. Now, if you guys can see, we have a little bit of a mistake here. Okay? Really, really deep in there. You see this little space right here? We can't have that because it messes up structural integrity. So, we're just going to take our little knife and we're going to shave that out. Don't worry about messing up the hot glue. Hot glue is cheap. Now, all of this stuff is cheap. But, there we go. Okay, get that in there. Get that all the way in there. Okay? And, I see where the problem was, so we're just going to remove this. Remove. And we're just going to add a little more hot glue. And try and get that as flush with the edge as we can. Yeah, as flush with the edge as we can. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, I see you guys in the chat are already inspired by watching this stuff go and watching what we're doing with this. I'm glad. I really am. There we go. Now, this makes me smile. That is much better. Okay? Now comes the fun part. Okay? What we have to do. This doesn't seem very square. Because it's not. Okay. But again, it's fine. You know, we're making toys. Okay? We're not making, you know. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take our top piece here. Okay? We're going to take our top piece. We're going to put this on top. Okay? And what we're going to do is we are going to be super clever, take our pencil and trace out the inside of our box. Okay? The reason why for this is coming up and you guys are gonna flip. Okay? There we go. And we're just going to cut down the inside of our box just a little bit. You know, just a tad. Pop off a little bit on the side. Okay? Yep, having a time with hot glue. Now, there are other materials that you can use if you have a bit of a higher budget. Alright? I'm going to show you guys some examples of other bits of these buildings that I've done over the years. Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's where we're putting it. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I did some with just medium chipboard, and I tend to use those for my games that are modern setting, and that I take on the road, like HeroClix, Marvel's Crisis Protocol. And as you guys can see, we're just doing a little bit of trial and error here. When you're eyeballing cuts, there's an old saying in engineering. You can always take away, but it is a pain to add more. And I have not been able to disprove that little axiom. Like, not at all. It is very difficult to add more. See, we're just a tiny bit off. Okay. And that's because our line isn't straight. So, let's straighten up this line. See? It's really that simple. Just straighten up the line. And should be able to pop that right in. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Alright, good. Now, we have popped that in. It keeps its shape. Alright? So, what we're going to do now is we are going to cut a couple more pieces. Okay? We are going to cut two more. Okay. One piece, using this as a template. Again, we can always cut off more. And one more, being a bit bigger. Okay. So, we'll start with the bigger one. Doing the bigger one again. Okay, good. Now we can do the small one. So far, we've spent maybe $1. Okay, more like $2. Okay. We bought the piece of foam core. This was about $1. Okay, and we're using a hot glue gun. If you don't already have it, you should totally get yourself one. I got mine at Ace Hardware. You can get them in many different colors and styles, but every crafter has them, and they really are awesome. But again, if you only have, say, Elmer's glue, that's fine too. Okay, so we're going to take the two smaller ones, and we are going to glue them together. Okay, glue them together. All right, glue them together and make them go. Now, when I do that, I'm going to draw a line and then draw another line to find the middle. Then I'm going to draw a line and draw another line to find the middle. Okay? If you guys are smart, and I know you are, ooh, what is this? No rats, no rats, no rats? Well, thanks, Julian. Good to have you here. And hey, Ryan, what's going on? A lot of my people are here on Twitch. Thank you guys. Yeah, slight divot in the texture. Yeah, honestly, this is great for walls. But what we are going to do is we are going to put some glue around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. Okay? And then we are going to connect the two center pieces. Those two X's. Boom. Okay? Try and connect those two X's. We're going to keep those X's as straight as we can. And we're going to add some pressure just to let this stuff cool. Alright? But see, we get a little slippage, and that's fine. A little slippage is okay. Just a little bit. Now, I added a lot of space to this. So now we're just gonna even out the edges on the bottom. Really should have done this before we glued it together, but hey, what are you gonna do? Part of the price I pay for having such a hot glue gun. Alright? But now that we've got that going, woo-hoo! Toasted. Okay? And we're gonna take this, and like I said, we're just gonna follow the contours, follow the lines as best as we can, and try not to cut ourselves. Okay? And there we have it. We have this, and now we shove those smaller pieces in, and we have a solid, stable top for our box. This is it. Now, we could have made it bigger and cut it down and made it totally flush, but it doesn't matter. You guys can do whatever you guys want for this. All right? Wait, were we just rated? Oh my God, we were rated. That is awesome. Thanks, guys. Yep. Whoa, we got a lot of people watching. Let's see. Woo, boy. Yep. Now, for those of you guys wondering, yes, we do have 3D printers. It really doesn't look like anybody is talking with us on Facebook. That's fine. I will bail on Facebook, and I'm going to bail on YouTube. Yeah, I'm bailing on all of it. What is up with that? Oh, God, that's ugly. My YouTube is just like, oh, look, we're going at 260. Who does that? All right, so yeah, we're doing this whole thing. All right, and again, I'll probably repost this on YouTube with the high quality thing so people can see. What's with the dog? I don't know. Oh. Whatever. Looks like we got some trolls, and that's the thing. And they're trolls that I know, which means on one hand, I could be like, all right, guys, blah, blah, blah. You guys are funny. Hey, look at you. Aren't you clever? Wow, you're so clever. Wow, yeah. Ooh, trolling with cleverness. Yay. Oh, that's so great. I love that educational system from out-of-state places. Or I could be like, hey, guess what? Y'all know better. Because y'all know me, and y'all know we don't suffer fools because we're here trying to make the world a better place. So, that's what we got. It's sitting here. It is a complete box. Yay, it's a box. But who cares, right? So now, it's time for greebles. All right, greebles are one of the things that make this stuff important. You know, it really gives stuff character. So what we are going to do is we're going to put this box aside, and now we're going to cut some doors, we're going to cut some windows. So we're going to take about 2 inches, 2 inches from our cereal box. And I have this terrible habit of trying to make everything stretch. I don't like being wasteful. You know, that comes from growing up poor. That's a tough one. Going. Alright, there we go. Now, I'm looking at this, and I'm like, you know what? I want to put some windows in here. We're going to want a door, so yeah, let's draw on a door about here. drawn on a door. Now, what's always nice is to have like a miniature or something for size reference. This is important. So as we got here, we've got the black cat. Hey, it's the black cat. Yeah, that's about the size that the door needs to be, which is cool. All right, we have her here. I drew the door, and if I put her right there at the base, boom, just a couple of inches. And yeah, so that will be our door frame, and we're gonna put a window here. Yeah, a window about there. And then, yeah, we'll do a couple of, we'll do a stripe here for the landing, and a couple of stripes here. Yeah. All right, cool. Now I have kind of a plan. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our cereal box, and we are going to make a note here, make a note there, okay? And now we're gonna make a note there, and so make a note there, make a note there, and then we're gonna make one more note. I give it maybe about 1/8 of an inch, okay? And now that we got that, we're gonna take our paper, we're gonna take our thingy right here, and we're just gonna make some marks. We're gonna make some marks. And now make a couple of other marks. And we're just gonna connect all that, okay? And the reason that we connect all that is because now we have all of our marks where we need our marks, okay? And I'm just gonna trim this down a little bit on paper, and trim that down a little more on paper. Okay. And now, still too wide. Yeah, it's about right. Okay. And one thing that I am not a great big fan of, and I've never been a great big fan of, are just plain squares. So let's give this a little bit of interest, okay? We're gonna mark around the middle. And we're just gonna connect right there in the middle. Boom. Boom. Okay? That's good. Now that we've got all our stuff there, we're just going to cut. Okay? Yay, look at that. And now we're going to cut out the inside of our door frame. Okay? Got the inside of our door frame here. Okay? And now we're going to take our knife, and we're just gonna connect things right to that middle point that we made. Boom, boom. And now take our knife and connect it right to that other boom that we made. Boom. Couple of passes. and you good. Now, boy, that didn't come out straight, and I don't care. All right, so now that we got that, we're gonna take a little bit of our PVA glue. All right, yeah, just a little bit of our PVA glue, and yeah, that's a good one. Okay, you're gonna take a little bit of our Elmer's glue. Okay. And we're just gonna glue that right on there. Yeah, you don't need an epic amount. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's in there. And now we're just gonna put that door there. Boom. A little bit of a door frame. And now we're gonna take our window piece. We're gonna cut out a little square. Okay, and now we are going to make ourselves a little sill. And like everything that we do on this channel, the more time you take with something, the better it's gonna look long term. Okay? That is a really important thing for y'all to get. And now we're just gonna make little crosses. Okay? Yeah, and again, the more time you take with all of this stuff, the more care that you show, the better this stuff will come to pass. Boom. Boom. We're just going to cut out our little squares. Cutting out our little squares. Cutting them all out. Okay? And just cutting out our little squares. That's what we do. Cut out our little squares. There we go. And we just pop those things out right there. Oh, wait a second. And again, this is just a basic square building. All right. If you want to add textures to turn it into a castle, or try things out with different shapes, or try and do houses and stuff, we're going to get to that. We are definitely going to get to that. But don't think, now see, look at that there. We got a nice little square. But I'm just going to give this a little bit of visual interest. And cut the corners off the top. Okay? Now we're going to take some of our glue. Just going to slather it around the area that's supposed to go. And then, boom. That's what we do. All right. And now let's break up some of those lines. All right. Now, how do we do that? Well, I'm going to take part of this cereal box, and I am going to cut some bands. Okay. Because why not banding? That's my question. Why not? Why not do a little banding? Alright, so I'm just going to cut up the bands. And again, if you have like a carpenter square, that'll work. If you're good with scissors, that'll work. Again, everything here I picked up at the dollar store, except for the cereal box. That I picked up in a recycling bin. My recycling bin. Yeah, I eat children's cereal. I'm a middle-aged man. I got that right. Woohoo! Alright, so now that we got all this stuff, we're just going to take this banding and we're going to add some interest. Okay? And when I say add some interest, straight lines are just so boring. So boring. Okay, you see? I'm just going to put a bandit line there. You know, so many people are like, oh, speed builds. I'm like, yeah. Boom. Bandit line. And now a bandit line on the other side. And you might be asking, God, why is he being so sloppy with it? You'll see. Boom. And now we're just gonna cut that little bandit line. You know, keep that thing in place. Actually, let's make this a lot easier. There we go. See, look at that. Isn't that fun? Yeah. There we go. So yeah, bandit line. Try and make sure the lines are as straight as possible. Cut it down. And we're just gonna cut this at a little bit of an angle. 45 to be precise. Okay, not entirely precise, but precise enough. Okay. And now, boom. And now we're gonna just take this, cut the bottom off our little bandit fold. Gonna cut it in the other direction. Give it a little gluey glue. Put that in the corner there. And there we go. Oh wait, no, there. Okay. Yeah, put that in the corner. But that's it. I'm not a carpenter. I do not pretend to be. I know carpenters and they're probably looking at me going, ah, what are you doing? And what am I doing? I'm making toys. See, now look at that. Ah, yeah, see, we have a little bit more visual interest on the top of this thing. Now, we're gonna take our brush here and we're just gonna put a line across the top and add one more piece of banding right there. Okay, and you can do this on all the sides. All the sides. But like I said, I'm just putting a quick thing together for you guys so that you guys see some cool stuff. See, and now we've got something that looks kind of interesting. Now we pop the top back on. And we got a building. Look. And your models will sit flush on top all day. Okay? That is one of the major things we got. So of course the next thing we do is we deal with decoration. And what we are going to do with decoration, if I can get this thing open, is now, and now we're gonna black bomb the crap out of this thing. And for those of you guys that don't know, this is super cheap black acrylic craft paint. Okay. And a bunch of glue. Elmer's glue. Wood glue, as a matter of fact. That's what I use for this. Because I can buy it by the gallon. A lot of people use Mod Podge with this, and that stuff is awesome as well. And yeah, that's what we are gonna do. We're going to put this thing the way it's supposed to go. Alright, there we are. And don't worry about chunky bits and things like that. No building is 100% smooth unless it's brand new and it's made out of steel. And even those buildings aren't. Like, funny story, I think it was 15, 20 years ago, there's a building in downtown Los Angeles. It's a new concert hall. I think Disney owns it or something. And when they first built the thing, it was solid steel, and it had like that DeLorean feel, and I thought it was pretty awesome. The problem was that it was reflecting all of that LA light onto people and burning people's cars. You know, just all that car radiation. You know, all the stuff that, like, you know, you get in front of a mirror or something and it's all reflected, and people were like reporting injuries and stuff like that, you know. And so they had to sand the building down, give it texture so that it wouldn't be mirror reflective. And I personally thought that that was hilarious. It's like, look, our buildings are super shiny, and now they're hurting people. Crud. You know, well, let's stop these lawsuits from coming in and all that jazz. So there we go. We black bomb this. And of course, once it's black bombed, we can do our paint schemes. And our paint schemes can be whatever. Okay? So I'm putting that there. Now, it's going to take a little while for the black bomb to dry, because, you know, it's PVA glue. So let's go back, check the chat, check some emails. Now, what I'm doing here to add some texture is I'm stippling all the outside, okay? Just so that when this dries, it'll have more of a stucco feel. Okay? There we go. Stabby, stabby, stab, 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 stab. I'm the guy from Scream. Stabby, stab, 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 stabby, stab. And if you want, you can do a lot of other different things with the black bomb if you want to add some texture. One of my favorite things to do is I like abrasive textures because they're good for holding the model. Okay? Yeah, there we go. And yeah. So yeah, I like I have a thing for abrasive textures because they're good for holding the model. So here we go on this. As you guys can see, it's in there. It's doing its whole thing. So now that we've got that going, I'm gonna black bomb the roof because I'm here and I'm talking with you guys, and you know, I could have done the picture-in-picture thing, but I just didn't want to. I was more concerned about broadcasting on all three platforms because I like doing that. At least I'm trying to get the stuff going. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. That's right. Black it all out! Black it out! Black it all out! Yeah, when the studio, see, that's what happens when you stipple. So we've got smooth, and then we stipple it. And see, the stippling, again, the black bombing adds protection, which is good. Okay? But the stippling part adds texture so that when we paint it, it becomes really easy to not have to do that much work to make it look interesting. Alright? And like with anything here, yeah, see? So with anything that we do here, the more time and care and attention you put into it, the better it will be. Alright? Now here's an interesting thing. I'm looking real quick. Yep. I'm looking real quick for something here because we did end up getting an email that I want to address. Woo! Lots and lots of people. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay. All right. That's good to know. I'm glad. Let's look. Nope. Going down further. Going down further. There it is. So yeah, let me pull this out with the emails because we have a really quick email that I want to talk about while we're waiting for stuff to dry. All right. So, and this is from our king, Paul Mansfield. So many different things. So many things. Yeah. Gritty realism. Now, we've been talking a lot about writing and stuff like that, so I'm going to let His Majesty know that we are going to tackle that Monday. Okay, we're going to tackle that Monday because I really want to be well informed on that. Now, for those of you guys that are watching, all right, like I said, it's going to take some time, and I don't do that whole, hey, we've got another one just sitting around here exactly, but I do that whole we have another one sitting around here type thing. So I'm checking out. So for those of you guys watching on Twitch, you know, yeah. Oh, oop. I could sit here waiting for glue to dry and just BSing with you guys. And I like doing that, but we've been going for a little while, haven't we? Yes, we have. We really have. So, what I'm gonna do instead is I am going to burn myself with the hot glue gun, and I'm gonna show you guys what a lot of this stuff looks like once it's been completed. All right, and this is a really big thing. It's one of the things I'm proud of. And again, all we're working with right now are squares. Just plain squares. But you're not limited to squares with your designs. Okay, that's really important for you guys to understand. I'm teaching you guys principles of things. All right, just plain principles like the principles of hinges and things like that. And if you guys take this stuff and go, well, I wonder what would happen if, I would love to see some of your guys' designs. There we go. Okay, right there. So, yeah, this is just a couple of little somethings here that I'm setting up. Because, in truth, there's a lot here that I like to play with, you know? I seriously want to thank a lot of you guys. Now, I'm going to do something really fun and really wacky, and I mean that. Really fun, really wacky, okay? Which is, I'm going to take this. Now, this right here is fresh, okay, not fresh, but this is literally 99-cent store pepper. All right, this is a bit of pepper. And why in the name of all that's holy would I add a bit of pepper, you might ask? Well, let's take a look. Okay, as we black bomb this with the glue, we're just going to take the pepper and we're just going to sprinkle a bit of it. Sprinkle a bit of pepper on here. Okay, this adds a bit of texture to the wall. Like, I'm literally take a pinch of pepper, and there you go. You really only need about 2 or 3 pinches per 2 or 3 pinches per building around this side. And I'm just going to add a little bit of pepper texture down here. A little bit of pepper texture, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of pepper. And then we're going to take our black bomb and do one more covering coat. All right, to keep the pepper on there.
And here's the thing. When you use things like spices and stuff like that, like pepper, some people use thyme, some people use a lot of different stuff, okay? One of the things that science tells us is that the number one thing that causes spoiling in food stuff is air. Alright, so once we coat this in all the things, okay? Once that dries, it will literally be sealed in like a Ziploc bag, okay? And you can potentially leave it there forever. All right. I saw a video on the YouTube about a dude that makes furniture out of resin, and he made a bar stool out of donuts. And I'm like, dude, what a horrible, horrible waste of donuts. You know, he used like 4 donuts. I mean, they were gorgeous donuts, and they will stay like that forever because there will be an airtight seal. Okay? So yeah, there we go. There we go. Look, there's a horse. Let's go take some pictures and put them in a magazine. Okay? And the glue dries relatively quickly. So, as I'm talking to you guys, I'm putting on another coat to really seal in that pepper and to give myself some texture. And trust me, the texture will mean everything. Everything. When we start to paint, all right? And that's such a big deal. So yeah. So again, I know a lot of you guys are seeing this stuff and you're like, oh, well, that seems interesting. And no, my techniques aren't super professional. The finished products on these shows don't look all that great. All right? And that's because I'm doing it live in front of your faces. All right? And that comes with a major thing. All right? I'm doing it live. And you guys are seeing every single bit. Yeah, and you guys are seeing every single bit of the process as it happens. And that is really important for you guys to understand. Because this is what it's going to look like when you guys are doing it yourselves. Okay? You'll be able to see stuff. You'll be able to understand a lot of the things that are going. Ooh, yeah, look at that. And there we go. Good. And see, you guys don't have to use paint. You guys don't have to do a lot of things. With some of the ones that I've made, the original ones that I was working on, and a lot of the ones that I use when I'm on the road, I print my stuff out on stickers, and then I just stick it to the wall. If you guys want, send me an email at backinthedeck@gmail.com, and I'll send you guys some of the art that we've been done in PDF form, and you guys can get some sticker paper from Staples, print it out in color or black and white, play with it in GIMP, and then stick it on your buildings. You know, you guys can totally do that yourselves, and, you know, show me what the stuff, you know, show me what you guys have been doing on your own, because personally, I think it's awesome. All right, and there we go. Nope. There. And when you guys have everything down, if you want to use sticker paper, Ain't nothing wrong with it. It all comes down to what you guys think is fun for your own projects. Some people love crafting. They love all the craftings. They love all like every single bit of the process, the measurement, the painting, just all that stuff. And I'm kind of there sometimes. Okay, rarely. I'm not really a big fan of that much of the process because it gets tiring. It gets really, really, really tiring for me. And it's just one of these things of I make this stuff so that I can play games, and I enjoy playing games. But if you guys want to see what some of the stuff looks like, we got some pictures here that I think you guys might dig. We got the buildings and all that stuff. We got a few trees and things like that. And as you guys can see, we took little cars. We bought those at like Walgreens or 7-Eleven. Ooh, that's terrible. Yeah, there we go. And just various other things from a lot of the projects that we've put together over the course of this show and a whole lot of time. I think we were playing Marvel's Crisis Protocol. Yeah, we were. And yeah, with that, I mean, we literally put the stuff together and we said, cool. Yeah, we're literally just going through that and playing with these games. We're going to get around to those trees one of these days. But that is the stuff that we can do. Yeah, it's going to take the Black Bomb a little bit longer. But if you guys really want to see what the stuff looks like, just take a look here. And this is what we got. These are how the buildings look over and over. I use tape with all these things, and we can be like, oh no, it's the black cat, and the black cat is over here, and she's like, oh no, we're dead bear, run away, and they're like, we're gonna come get you, and the height on this is up to you. The thickness on this stuff is up to you. You guys can do so many of these things. We're going to take this concept, what I like to call the BidP method, and we're going to take the BidP method and we are going to turn your whole world upside down if you're a tabletop miniatures player, and we are going to make some ruins and stuff like that. But what I'm going to do here, it's like, you could probably do this yourself and, make it all nice and tight and clean and all that stuff. If you've got the space. But the reason that we came up with this method is because storage is real. Okay? We always need somewhere to put this stuff. And putting this away is a lot easier than putting away several different boxes. Okay, and that's something that I've always pushed at people. Now let's see if I can find some of the older designs that I did years and years ago. I mean, again, we've got these things for the HeroClix game. Oh, sorry, that I was playing. I set that stuff up at the old job. Yeah, look at all that. Whoa, my bad. Yeah. So, and again, the sizes on this, this stuff is super easy. It doesn't take that long. I've just been sitting with you guys for 90 minutes. And, we can, again, this was an actual HeroClix game that was played. And we just had a lot of fun. Yes, I have a lot of these buildings. Okay? And a cobbler. Because, again, I like playing games, and I also play a lot with my prototypes. I think I have one here that I wanted to show you guys before we got out of here. No, it's not here. But yeah, we do a lot of this stuff, and you guys can put it, you guys can build these things, come up with your designs, make your stuff. Again, this building, when it comes down to cost of materials, this thing that we built here today, cost of materials literally comes down to about $1.50. And again, I'm big on this stuff because growing up, this stuff all seemed way too expensive for me to actually be a part of. But that's really not the case, okay? My great-grandfather used to tell me, it's my responsibility to get the stuff that I want. But in order to get it, I got 3 options. I can buy it if I got the money, or I can build it, or I can do without it. Yeah, credit and theft, not really on his thing. But that is what we live by, So we build these things, we paint them, we have our own toys, we have so many things that we can put together. But next week, we're going to be back on this multi-stream platform. Hopefully we can get this a lot less choppy. Hey, yeah, no, Ev Sherp, I don't want to buy followers. Thank you very much. I love bots. We're going to be back on this multi-stream thing every Thursday, but come check us out at twitch.tv/BID_P. We are there. We have discussions about stuff. We go over games. I mean, a whole lot of interaction. And one of the things that I'm really big on is building a community. And I don't mean the parasocial relationship that a lot of YouTubers have, that every popular YouTuber has and all that stuff. I want the people to know each other, become friends, because being a person of color, knowing so many LGBTQ people, knowing so many poor people, once we get into the geek culture, it's really hard for us to find a place. And that's why I started this whole thing. This is what Back in the Deck is for. We are the place. This is the place where our voices actually take priority. So you can come by and everybody's welcome, as long as you being here does not have the intention of making sure others can't. All right, this is our place, and we're making stuff ready for everybody. But if you guys got any questions about what we do or anything like that, that's cool. Just send an email to backinthedeck@gmail.com. That's BACKINTHEDECK@gmail.com. You can hit us up over on YouTube. Thank you guys who are watching us on YouTube right now. Please do all the YouTube things. Subscribe, share the videos, spread the word, tell people that we're here and that we do these things, because honestly, we like doing this stuff, and we're here for people who like doing this stuff. Seriously speaking, that is what we are here for. That is what we're doing. I don't know why. Okay, that's better. Yeah, at least it's at 7:20 when I'm live. That is so irritating. So irritating. But yeah, let people know that we're here. If you're on that wretched hive of scum and villainy known as Facebook, sign up for Deckers on the Book. You can talk to us directly. And, join us over at twitch.tv/BID_P. And, seriously, let us know what you're making and all that stuff. Ooh, low latency toggler. Alright, yeah, it's one of those things. But again, I'm going to thank you guys one last time for showing up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for, again, I love bots. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for making other toys with me. And if anybody tells you that you guys can't like what you like or do what you do because of the circumstances of your birth, be it race, religion, creed, gender identity, sexual orientation, your disabilities, or your budget, you just tell them that we said to take any of those cards and put them back in the deck. This is Solar Gray, the Cinematic Sorcerer, saying thank you guys for joining me here in the Hobby Hall, and we will see you guys Monday on the dark side of the room. Thank you guys. Late.